Sabina Takamoto sees building literacy skills as a moral imperative. Students who open books will open their minds, and this will in turn open doors. She works tirelessly to support the growth of all students. Sabina has been a catalyst for the growth and improvement of reading for all the students at her school. Her genuine care for student and teacher growth is infectious, and she is unwavering in supporting student achievement. Sabina relentlessly guides all staff members to refine their craft and constantly encourages creative and inclusive solutions to the constraints of the school. Sabina Takamoto.
If I could go back and give myself a single piece of advice as a new teacher, it would be, your best plans may not always turn out the way you expect, but embrace what comes your way. When I got my first job offer in what would kick off my teaching career, it was not part of my plan. My plan was to be a kindergarten teacher. Instead, I was offered the 5th, 6th grade SPED position. It was a wonderful year, and I have the picture to prove it. Oh, so excited and ready to take whatever comes your way. I embraced my first year, and I learned so much, especially from my students. Emily, who spoke very few words, loved the unit on ocean life. She would take the jellyfish she made, go up to people and say, "Be careful, if you touch them, they will sting you." It was moments like that that allowed me to see the joy of learning from the eyes of my students. The following school year, my plan fell into place. I would be the kindergarten teacher to the class of 2018, which seemed so many years away. I thought at the time that was a long ways away, but we're already past that. I embraced that year. As most new teachers feel, I thought I had an amazing year teaching everything that needed to be taught. As I reflected later in my career, I cringed thinking about some of my first lessons, but remembered that they were done with my heart. Over the years, I would keep in touch with many of my former students to both celebrate and support them. I got a letter from one in May of 2018. Dear Mrs. Takamoto, I'm about to finish my senior year in high school. From kindergarten to now, I've done much growing up. I'm valedictorian for my class. You were my first teacher, and I want you to know the impact you had in my life. No matter how far I go in my education and how many teachers I've had, I will always remember you. Love always, Stephanie. In March of 2015, after teaching 10 years in kindergarten, I was asked to change grade levels. Anybody who knows me knows I usually take forever to make a decision. But for some reason that Friday afternoon, I enthusiastically said yes. The following Monday, I found out I was pregnant. New baby and new grade level. Great planning. That September, about a month from my due date, I was diagnosed with cancer. Definitely not part of any plan. In all the what ifs and what's going to happen, I received a card from one of my former first kindergarten class students. Dear Mrs. Takamoto, I just want you to know that even though we were a loud class and you had to talk to us a lot, I really loved being in your class. I will never forget you. Love, Mona. As I was holding back the tears, I was also thinking, what do you mean I had to talk to your class a lot? I don't remember any of that. Her card reminded me that I needed to be a fighter for my future son, my former students like Mona, and my future students. As I went through 9 months of treatment, they were always on my mind. I'm overjoyed to say I am in remission, have a very healthy 4-year-old boy, and a school full of students who I get to teach every day. First year Sabina, plans change, embrace them.